All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 7 of the Spacetime sessions. Today we're going to be talking about some UFC. We got UFC 318, the aftermath of what we think went down and what is going to happen next. We also got Sean Strickland being banned. We also got some matchups being made for future events. And then we also have the lightweight title pictures a mess. So let's get straight into it. For those of you who don't know, UFC 318 just happened this past week, and what's your take on it?
So with Dustin, not I don't want to say he's finally out of the picture because I like Dustin a lot. I really do, and I wasn't really sure who I was rooting for when this whole event was going down. I didn't want to see Dustin end being flatlined. I really didn't want to see that, and also
Which almost happened in the first round.
yeah, which I also like Max a whole lot. Like he's my probably my favorite fighter behind Olives. So I obviously didn't want to see him get KO'd. And
Mhm.
so I kind of came to the decision is, like what if anything, then I guess I want to see this go 5 rounds and then give it to somebody. But at the end, I don't know. I don't remember. At least I don't recall seeing Max saying he was going to point to the middle of the octagon, which I kind of guess seems to be his thing now.
Yeah, no, I think that we just guessed it like on the spot, like if he would do it or not.
And Dustin was silly enough to engage with him, and he
Hmm.
almost paid the price for it
Yeah.
because let me tell you, if he didn't clinch, he was going to go out.
Hmm.
He was definitely going to go out.
Yeah. I mean, Max. I mean, it was a great fight. So now Max has um guys like Poirier and Gaethje to add to his resume, especially at 155 now. So he's one of those I mean like another win and you can maybe put him in a title fight at 155.
So I don't disagree at all. The question is what are they going to do because now Justin has inserted himself in the conversation,
Hmm.
and he's basically so we can see where is it? I have it here. Oh yeah. So this is what Justin said, and I think you've seen this too. So he says, if that's the route they want me to take, I don't believe they need me anymore. So somebody asked him if he was gonna fight Patty. So apparently they've offered him Patty,
Hmm.
and he says he has no interest in any other fight than the title fight. I think it'd be silly for him to stick to that
Hmm.
because Dana's a douchebag, and
Yeah.
he will absolutely keep him on the sidelines forever and ever. So I don't think it's a really smart tactic to try and do that. But he seems to be 100% uh, in on that. So I don't know. I don't agree with it at all. I don't think it's a good idea. But I also do agree that he deserves a title shot for sure. I don't know what you think.
So I mean, the lightweight title picture is like kind of like a mess right now because so now you have guys like Armin, you have Gagey, you have Patty, you have Max, and Max will probably not get Ilya again. The UFC has pretty much told Armin that you're gonna fight again before you get a title shot, so he's out of the picture. So it's gonna come down to Gagey or Patty, and it's probably gonna go to Gagey, but I don't think he deserves a title shot after uh, he comes off a win versus number 11 ranked Fiziev,
Fiziev.
and he was saying that he's won 3 out of his last 4, and that his only loss came in like a exhibition fight, and but he got slept, and it's like he didn't have to take that fight versus Max because he was next in line for a title shot.
But to call that an exhibition is crazy.
Yeah,
Like Max is how I don't know where that's a crazy take to say that Max is an exhibition of any kind. That's nuts.
yeah.
Um, but anyway, I don't think that it would be anything out of this world for him not to get the title shot. I think he does deserve it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, if you had to pick anybody at 155, I guess Gagey is next.
yeah, as much as people are like on the Patty bandwagon, I was on it for a minute, but then I started looking at the guys he beat, and I was like,
Hmm
okay, let's dial this down a couple of notches.
Tony Ferguson, Chandler, and Bobby Green, who are like 0 and 10 or something like that. Like,
Yeah. Bobby Green is a gangster, and that guy is you got your hands full anytime you get into the octagon with him. But the other two, they've done absolutely nothing,
yeah,
and so to build a main event with Patty based on those three guys, I don't think so. So
yeah, and so like for example, like, you probably do Ilya, Gagey, probably maybe MSG or like end of the year card. You could do maybe Patty and Dan Hooker. Uh, that could be like a title eliminator bout, and then uh, the only other fight that can make sense, which is probably what is going to be booked, is Max and Charles, and that's either going to be like they probably want to add hype to that fight, so that might be for the BMF bout.
yeah. So did you see what Max actually said in regards to that?
Yeah, I did. That Charles didn't have an injury, that he was talking about like an injury.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put that up here real quick so you guys can see this.
Hmm
Max says, I heard Oliveira was yapping about an injury in our first fight. Last time I checked, the doctor said there was no injury. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. So, again, this is one of those fights that I don't want to see, right?
Yeah, it's
I
but it's most likely what's going to happen.
Yeah, and again, based just on the landscape that you went over, right? What are we gonna do with these guys? And guys are being already booked for fights, etc. It's gonna come down to Dana needs to put something on the MSG card because that's
Hmm
usually one of the cards that he likes to build up.
hmm
And with everybody else, already committed to other fights, this is probably the fight we're gonna get, unless we get Gagey and Patty. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't disagree because it depends, what Elia's plans are, and because we know that Islam and JDM is most likely the MSG headliner, or that's what I was hearing, that's like pretty much confirmed. So they might try to like stack that card, probably put Ilya and Gagey, like, so those two could fight. Because like what the UFC wants is Ilya versus Islam. That's probably the biggest fight that they could probably do.
yeah, and did you see what Justin said as far as his roadmap is?
Yeah, he said that he wants to beat Ilya and then go fight Max at the White House and retire with both the BMF and the championship bout.
Yeah, I thought I had it. I'll find it and I'll put it up here so you guys see that his roadmap is not. I don't think it's very realistic. I don't think it's gonna happen the way he's planning it. But hey,
I just don't think he beats either one of those guys. And
I don't either.
like how I was saying before, I think if they do Ilya and Gagey, I truly think that Gagey should be like a plus 500 underdog. I do not think that he stands like a chance versus Ilya whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know that his chin has been taken, but the way he got dropped by Max, like he got flatlined, and
Face planted into the
yeah,
yeah.
I don't I see more. Unfortunately, I see more of those than less of those in his future because that's usually what
And
happens.
I feel like if that fight is booked, that Justin would he'll try to do or say that he'll brawl with Ilya, like for example, like, oh, Charles tried to do and he got slept, but that's not that's not what's gonna happen with me. And because we all know that Gigi loves to brawl, and he's I know that he's gonna do with Ilya, and he's gonna get slept.
Yeah, he's another one of these guys who has who has a pocket or has a bag full of tricks that he can use. I say tricks. The guy is a BJJ black belt. The guy is a wrestler.
Hmm.
He has a skill set, but he's another one of these guys
We
who
won't use it.
stands in front of somebody and wants to just bang it out if the other guy wants to bang it out. The top one of those guys is Cheeto.
Yeah.
Cheetos, same thing. BJJ black belt attempted minus 2,500 takedowns on O'Malley,
Yeah.
and decided just to walk forward for 25 minutes and get blasted. So
Yeah.
whatever.
So, I mean, right now, lightweight's probably the most tough division to figure out. There's so many things that you can book, and I've been seeing Ilya and Armin going at it like on social media. Like Armin is basically saying like you're ducking me, and Ilya was saying that I'll vacate the belt if they make me fight Armin. Like I will not fight Armin. Like he doesn't deserve it whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't get that because to me, it's one thing to say, okay, you don't deserve it, but I'm gonna fight you anyway, and I'm gonna kick your ass so bad, as opposed to saying I'll vacate the belt. Like that sounds really weird for me to hear.
Hmm.
I'll vacate the belt and rather give you a chance. Okay, well, you know what? You don't deserve it, and I'm going to show everybody you don't deserve it. You're going to get in the ring, and I'm going to ragdoll you for 5 rounds or whatever.
Here's the thing. I think if because I know Dana has such a hard on for Ilya versus Islam. I think if Islam beats JDM, well, like either way, I think if Islam wins. So if Islam wins, I wouldn't be shocked if Dana lets Ela go up to 170 to fight Islam, or even if he loses and Islam comes back down to 155 to fight Ilya. Like I feel like that's what we're gonna get after their next fights.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think here's what I think, right? I think Islam is going to want Ilya to come up where he
Hmm.
will already naturally be the much bigger fighter.
Yes,
I don't think it does Ilya any favors to try and go up to welterweight. I think it's a bad
but
idea.
don't you pack on power?
You you
Like
don't
we've seen Ilya's power at 45 and now at 55. If he does go up to 70, won't his power be even stronger up there?
if well you told me he walks around at 190, which is insane,
Yeah.
right? So if that is the case, then yeah, he would have considerable, I don't know about more power, but he'd have considerable power at 170 for sure.
Hmm.
But he's still going to be the naturally much smaller guy.
Yeah.
Ilya's a little guy.
He is, yeah.
He's a little guy, and I don't see it. I think it would be a really bad idea for him to go to 170. His best
So do you
chance would
think
be to
if
have him come down.
so if that fight took place at 55, who do you think like wins that?
I think either way, honestly, I think Islam beats him at 155 and beats him convincingly at 170.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Islam is not going to go in there with his ego and try to bang it out with Ilya. He's just
No,
not going to do that.
he's gonna
He's not
wrestle
going to do
him.
that. Charles fucked up by going in there, and you I didn't even know because I still to this day don't look at anything that has to do with that fight
Yeah.
or
Still
because
no.
I yeah. So and you're the one that told me that Charles basically went in there and abandoned his entire game plan.
Hmm.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah.
So then come to find out, his game plan was what you and I were saying. He needs to fight him at a distance. He needs to keep him at the end of his punches because he's a naturally bigger, longer guy. He needs to use that distance. He didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So
Uh. So that. So speaking, well, going back to UFC 318 because I wanted to talk to you about it, but I don't know if you felt the same way, but when Max pointed and they like brawled for like a couple of seconds, I thought when Dustin clinched, that was him basically saying I'm ready for retirement.
yeah, I think he's recognized that. That's pretty much what that clinch was. Is like, you know what? I don't need this shit anymore.
Hmm. Do you
So
think from what you saw in that fight, do you think he could still do it at a high level or no?
I think he could do it at a high level. I don't think he could be elite anymore.
Okay, so like he'll just get like
He'd
some good fights, but like he can never be champ. Like
he'd be Neil. What the hell's his
he'd
name?
be like the new Magni of 155, like a gatekeeper.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
so then it was right for him to retire. I wouldn't want to be a gatekeeper either.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. 100% get it. Um. Anyway, so here's this Strickland thing, right, that you brought up at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah, yeah.
That guy is such an idiot. So
Mhm.
he's indefinitely banned,
Yeah.
which is crazy because they were supposed to have a hearing, I believe, last week at some point, and then it got
Mhm.
pushed back. And so now because it's been pushed back, they don't have a date for that meeting or that hearing, and so he will remain indefinitely banned. I don't and will never understand. I guess because I'm not wired that way, and
Mhm.
then you remember this from when I used to say this to you guys, you kids, when I used to coach you guys. Don't ever let yourself get into something because of words, right?
Yeah.
If someone insults your mom, your grandma, your uncle, your kids, your wife, whatever. I know there's some guys that are not built that way, right? Whatever, it's fine.
Mhm.
I get it. But for him, I don't know what, to this day, I don't know what was said. For him
Yeah,
to storm the ring like that,
mhm. I don't even know the whole background. All I just saw was just him going up to the guy and like just punching him or something. That's all I saw. So,
yeah. And they're saying that the reason there was a suspension handed out is not so much that he uh, stormed the ring, is that he threw punches.
mhm.
So it's and I don't disagree. He's hands are not wrapped. He's got just raw knuckles.
Yeah.
And had he connected on any of he could have hurt somebody bad,
Yeah.
right? So I don't disagree with that. I don't understand his thinking behind it. I wish I knew like maybe if I cared a little bit more, I could find out what was said. But it's like,
Yeah.
dude, what could the man possibly have said to you for you to storm
Yeah.
the ring like that? And now
Um,
you give up paydays, you got to pay fines. Who knows?
I think Strickland is one of those fighters that I could really like care less about. He's to me, I don't know. There's just something about him that I don't know. He's very to me like him and Bilal are like on the same like tier. Like they're both just boring. If anything, I'd rather watch Bilal before I watch Sean Strickland. I don't want to watch him jab and teep for a whole fight. Bilal will like what we saw with JDM. He made that fight kind of interesting where he tried to strike.
Yeah, yeah, I don't disagree. Strickland is, is he's not a needle mover, as Dana likes to say. Actually, I don't know if
Hmm.
I've ever heard him say that, but yeah, he's not a needle mover for sure. I think probably the greatest performance I ever had him or I ever watched him was the Izzy fight. That
Yeah,
was
that one are probably like the first Drakus fight.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Which I thought he won. I thought he got robbed in
Yeah,
that fight.
yeah, that's probably like the only fights where like I've actually was like entertained.
Yeah. All right, so let's move along. Did you see? Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I know you saw. I just don't understand how this happens. Somebody needs to sit me down and explain it to me like I'm in kindergarten. How does Cyril Gahn get another shot at the heavyweight
Yeah,
belt?
his third title shot now. So Aspinall and Gan and Volkov and Almeida is booked for UFC 321 in Abu Dhabi, October 25th, and then UFC 320 is headlined by Alex Pereira and Ankalaev 2, with Marab and Corey as the co-main, and then Yuri and Khalil Rountree as the featured fight.
Yeah, that's going to be a good card. I actually like that card.
Yeah,
Uh,
320 is pretty stacked.
yeah, there's no. I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna watch it because, like I said, I hope, like you and I were talking earlier, I hope that Tom absolutely wipes the floor with Gahn, and we never have to hear from
Which
that
I
clown
believe
again.
he does. Like, I honestly think like that fight maybe like if 2 rounds max.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I think obviously Tom will come out cautiously. I saw a sparring video. Somebody put up a sparring, which if I was gone, I would be like, I need that. Somebody needs to take that shit down like today.
Hmm.
I saw a video of him sparring, if you want to call that, some dude. I don't know who the guy. I guess some sparring partner of his, and the guy was shooting takedowns on him and dropping him and like making him look stupid. I'm
Hmm.
like, so this guy has learned absolutely nothing and is going to go into a fight with a guy who's probably as well rounded as there has been in a long freaking time. And he's going to get mauled.
Yeah, so like along with me and you, I'm pretty sure that everybody in the world who watches UFC is under the assumption that Aspinall is going to beat Gon. And what sucks is that heavyweight is probably more of a mess than lightweight at this point
Oh, yeah.
because
Speaking of which, I'm going to put this up so the folks can see this while we talk about it. So
yeah,
here's the heavyweight
because
rankings, right?
yeah, I mean if you look at these Aspinall has already been Volkov, he's already been Pavlovich, he's already beaten Blades. The only people in the top five he hasn't fought is Gon and Almeida. So he's fighting Gon now, and then the only one who's left is Almeida, but he's already booked versus Volkov, and then those two are gonna fight for a number one contender. So let's go through this. Like he beats Gon, and then for example, let's say Almeida gets past Volkov and Tom beats Almeida. He would have been everybody in the top five. Who do you give him next? He cleaned it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. And then you have Cortez Acosta at 6, Tybura at 7, Spivak at 8. I mean, all right,
All
just for
guys that he would just like you can't even do a title fight.
yeah, just for fun, I would put him in there against Lewis.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, like if Lewis gets like another win and like he cleans out the top five. I mean, why not do like Aspinall versus Derek Lewis? Why not?
and it sucks because, like I said, there's as much as I'd like to say or do say that Jones held up that division needlessly forever and ever,
Hmm.
and while he didn't exactly rob Tom of his prime, there's certain amount of time that he did take away from him. But to
He did.
fight who? Fight
Yeah.
who? There's nobody there. There's
Who is he
nobody
gonna fight
there.
instead of Tom? Yeah.
It's
Uh,
awful. It really is. I feel really bad about that.
so now going to UFC 320 in Vegas, we got Alex and Ankalaev 2. I think, well, I want and I think Alex is going to get it done this time.
I do too. I so one of the things I love about Alex is that he's not one of those guys who goes out there and says, "Well, congratulations to Uncle Ive and everything." But even though I do, or I have heard rumblings that he had a broken hand or something with his
Yeah,
hand.
his broken hand and that he was like sick or something.
Yeah. So I mean, Dana's not the most understanding person in the world when it comes to that stuff, and him to pull out probably would have been really bad.
Hmm.
But I don't know, like, and we've talked about this too. These guys, it's rare for any of these guys to go into a fight at 100%. That's
Yeah,
just not the case ever.
it's always something they're dealing with.
Yeah, they're always dealing with something. This, I think, though, would have been a little bit more than I would have been comfortable going into a title fight with.
Hmm.
Like, if I was going to fight for the title, it might be different. If I'm defending the title, I don't know that I want to go this hurt into it. I would have been
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah. I mean, this is probably one of those if he beats Ankalaev and maybe gets one more title defense, and if Tom doesn't have anybody, maybe they let Alex go up to heavyweight, try to become a three division champ. Maybe do Alex and Tom. I don't know.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that either because honestly, the heavyweight division after I'm gonna put it up
Yeah,
again real quick. Look, here it goes. Look at this again, right?
like it's just so bad.
This is a snooze fest. Who
Yeah.
wants to see Tom fight any of these guys? Any of them?
Hmm.
Maybe if he fought two of them at a time, that would be interesting.
um, the co-main for UFC 320, Marab and Corey. It seemed like that was the only fight to make. That's the fight that makes sense. But I don't know. I don't think anybody at 135 beats Marab.
And we were just talking about this the other day too. I love Marab, and we weren't talking about Marab. We were talking about the pound for pound stuff, right? I hate those pound for pound lists because they're so truly subjective. There's nothing objective about them. I can make counter arguments for any of those guys on that list, but to me, Marab, if I'm gonna do a pound for pound, Marab is on the top of that list. The guy, it seems like the guy's fighting every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and he doesn't duck anybody.
Well, I
And
have this theory that the reason he's fighting, or like, because this is now his third title defense this year in 7 months. I have this feeling that Dana doesn't want him to be champ, and he's trying to rush him, like he's making him take these
oh,
fights. I
okay.
don't know. There's just something like because like why did O'Malley almost take 8 months for his first title defense, but Marab got 3 or 4 months?
That's
Like
that's not and that's not a crazy take. It's really not.
so, I don't know, but I don't know if you think there is, but I just put like I think after Corey, I don't know if there's anybody who beats Marab at 135.
I don't think so either. I don't. There's
Because
just no one's gonna outwork the guy or outpace him. It's just not possible.
there is like like interesting fights like after Corey, maybe you run it back with Jan. Uh, I know for a fact, and it's gonna happen. The UFC is gonna do a Umar rematch, so I know for a fact that they're gonna do that. So
I saw also that O'Malley was saying that he was saying something along the lines. I know it's crazy, and it's a crazy take, but in my mind, I know that if I got a third shot, I could do it. No, bro.
no, bro, like nobody wants to see that again.
No, no, absolutely not.
And then the featured fight is Yuri versus Khalil. That's probably a number one contender, like a title eliminator bout.
Yeah, I I I like both of them. I don't know who I'd want to see win that fight, so it's gonna be one of
Yeah,
those fights where I just hope it's a
yeah,
good fight.
yeah. If I had to pick, I guess I want to see Yuri win.
Same. I like Khalil. He's a really good guy. His story, he has a really good story. I love his
Hmm.
story,
Hmm.
but I just like Yuri has me with this whole samurai thing. Like the
Yeah, right.
guy, he's so committed to that. So I really really like Yuri. He's a good
Uh,
guy.
and I know we were just talking about this earlier today, but let's like go into the White House card that
Which you seem to think is gonna happen. I don't think that card's happening.
I mean, Dana's pretty like said that it is gonna happen, but I don't like now. Like I don't know, and he was basically saying that because why not have John Jones headline that card? But then he was saying that he doesn't want John to do it because he's too much of a risk, and he doesn't want to like risk like that big of
So
an event of it.
let's
Like
let's not put let's not put words in Dana the Clown's mouth. I have the actual clip here, so I'll put this up for you guys real quick. So here, take a look.
You know how I felt about him. I can't risk putting him in big positions in a big spot and have something go wrong.
So you can see what Dana actually said, right? Basically saying is, I can't put John Jones on this card because I don't trust him to fuck this up in some way, whether hitting a pregnant lady high on cocaine, getting arrested for domestic violence on his wife, or popping for steroids. And this is probably going to be, if it happens, the biggest card in the history of the UFC. And I can't have somebody fucking this up for me. So
yeah,
Mr. Jones in his deluded state. So I'm going to put this up for you guys so you can see what he said. Right. So what does John say after hearing that? I heard the comments made at last night's press conference. While I was a little disappointed, I'm still in the UFC's drug testing pool, staying sharp and continuing to train like a professional. There's there's a lot of things that could be said about you, John. That you're a professional is definitely not one of them. I'll be ready for whatever comes next. In a recent interview, I shared the opportunity to fight at the White House gave me something deeper to fight for, a why that goes beyond paychecks or belts. Fighting for my country gives me greater purpose. So, not fighting the number one guy who you would need to fight to solidify your claim as the GOAT. That wasn't good enough for you. The silver lining in all this is knowing the fans all see my heart. They see I am ready and willing to take on anyone. Lies. To represent my country on a historic stage. For me, it's never been just about the opponent. I'm chasing legacy, something timeless, something bigger than the moment. So for now, I'll keep grinding, stay patient, and stay faithful. I'm ready to fight on July 4th. And Dana, to his credit, is like, yeah, that's not happening, bro. So
And
he responded because he, if I had Twitter and stuff, I would never leave that guy alone. He responded and get engaged with somebody.
yeah,
I'm gonna put that up for you guys real quick. So here, take a look at this. Right. So some guy named Seth Barnett said, "Daddy Dana done said he can't trust you to headline anything." And again, John has a problem reading or with reading comprehension and or listening because he says that's actually not what he said. That is exactly what he said. That's actually not what he said. He said he can't afford for anything to go wrong, which means he can't have you on that card, John. Hello. Which is understandable. It's hard to commit to any athletes literally still a year out. No, it's hard to commit to any athlete that is you. Let's not twist words. There's no words to twist. He couldn't have been clearer. My entire career has been a main event. Yeah, well, anyway. So you seem to think that this event's going to happen. I don't think so. I think the logistics just for security are going to be a nightmare. Like you're going to have a bunch of drunk UFC fans on the White House lawn. Like how does that work? I don't know. Maybe and again, we're still a year out. Like we're literally a year out. So maybe they can iron that stuff out, but
yeah. I mean, we'll see when it comes down to it, but that will probably be the biggest card in UFC history. Maybe even it passes McGregor and Khabib, but yeah,
I think that definitely could be. I don't think. I mean, not that I don't think. I think Dana would be out of his mind to entertain having John on that card, and I don't. I think Connor inserted himself in the conversation somewhere too, right? About
yeah.
the that card, right?
He said
He's
that he
another
wants
one.
to fight Chandler on that.
Number one, nobody wants to see that. Number
Hmm.
two, Connor would need he would have to stop doing drugs today to pass any. I'm just gonna say USADA because I don't know who the testing agency is anymore.
Yeah,
To pass any drug test that he was giving, like he would literally need that amount of time. And I don't even say that as a joke. The guy, every other clip of I see of him, he is so high. It's a shame. It really is because he could have been legendary. I think he could have been legendary, but you know, what
but
is that? I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like
yeah,
me.
yeah. Well, I think that's all we have for UFC today. Uh, Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you stay tuned for when we do upload. And make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Spacetime Sessions. And that's it.
Thanks, guys. See you on episode 8.